Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Rear View Monday on the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast. It is another Monday. That's when we go over the stuff I told you to say, or the stuff I told you to do, and the things I told you not to do. Basically, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong from Fox Sports 1. I like Colin Cowherd, so I got to copy him in some form or fashion. You know, I'm a huge Colin Cowherd fan. But other than that, let's get down to put the Pocono 400, or the Anacop 400, as I like to say. Oh man, that was a boring race. Freaking boring. Let's start at your finishing position, starting downward. Bubba Wallace, told you not to play him. You shouldn't have played him. You shouldn't have even been hurt by him at all. Matt DiBenedetto, not even in my range. Case Kane, not even in my range. I mean, all these three guys had engine, brake, and transmission issues, although they're all respectively in that order. Whatever. Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin kind of hurt me. I had one lineup. I had one lineup with him. I thought I had him in more lineups, but I only had him in one lineup. The way he really screwed me was he really hurt Alex Bowman. I really had Alex Bowman in a lot of my lineups. I mean, Alex was doing freaking awesome, man. Yeah, sure, he had to make a pit stop after his teammate got him real sideways on the front straightaway, and he fell all the way back to 20th, but he worked his way back up there, dude. He was running like in 15th, and then Hamlin loses it and puts Alex Bowman into the fence. So I'm more mad at Hamlin for taking out Bowman, because I was doing really good. I'm going to show you a lineup later in the video. I'm going to show you one of my lineups just so you can get an idea of what's going through my mind when I make them, and just to show you that, like what I'm saying, I'm not saying one thing and doing a whole different thing, you know. So I thought I'd be transparent and show you guys one of my lineups in the GPP, but I had Alex Bowman in it, and I still cashed. With Alex Bowman. It was still a good day. Had a couple lineups in the green. Certainly not a poor day, daily fantasy sport-wise, but man, if Alex Bowman would have just finished where he was running like 15th or something like that, we would have had a fantastic day on my end. But anyway, Denny Hamlin got sideways. I know he messed up quite a few people, I think. Hamlin, let me see how owned Hamlin was. Let me try and find him in a random lineup. Where are you, Denny Hamlin? Denny Hamlin was 22.6% owned. Got you negative 14.5 points, so that killed 20% of the field right there with Hamlin wrecking. Derek Cope finished. Told you not to play him. Greg Galding told you not to play him. J.J. Yaley, although, man, I don't know where J.J. Yaley started. He started 37th, finished 32nd. Yeah, certainly still not a contention, not a useful move. Landon Castle told you not to play him, so not really important. Cole Witt gained 5 positions, but certainly not enough to really make anything. And then we get to the 29th position, Eric Jones. Now, it's hard for me to be like, oh, I told you not to play Eric Jones, because, I mean, I told you not to, but I didn't think he'd wreck. I just didn't think he had the car to finish really that many spots ahead of Eric Almirola when you think of changing positions. But man, this worked out. I faded Eric Jones, and then he wrecks. Man, he killed a huge percent of the field. I don't even know how many people had him, because I didn't have him, so I can't really find him. Everyone who had Eric Jones didn't cash either. But man, I don't know. That's a perfect example of what I described in Saturday's video of when two guys are starting in the back in a situation like that. I tend to just prefer to go with the guy who is a lot safer if he ends up wrecking or something. I think my exact words were along these lines of, if Eric Almirola wrecks, you're not going to really lose any points. 2 points is still better than negative points. And then with Eric Jones, I mean, I think you flat out got negative points from Eric Jones because he dropped so low. So that was pretty brutal. You know, I mean, I told you not to play Eric Jones. It just happened to work out. I like being able to say I told you not to play him, and then the guy I told you outperformed him. I don't like situations where I tell you not to play a guy, then he wrecks. Like, I mean, of course, don't play him, but that's with hindsight. I'd rather just tell you who to play, and he outperforms another guy, than the other guy wrecks. But either way, I faded Eric Jones, so that was fine. Ross Chastain didn't play him. Alex Bowman, I already complained enough about him, man. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm not mad at Alex Bowman. I'm mad at Denny Hamlin. I'm just mad at the situation. Alex had such a rough day. You know, I can't really hate him too much. He had to pity he had something wrong with his car, and then he got caught up in that wreck with Denny Hamlin. So what you gonna do? Certainly not. I don't hate Alex Bowman. That wasn't his fault. None of that was his fault. You know, none of it was his fault. So I can't be mad at Alex Bowman. Then we get to Cole Custer. Cole Custer finished 26th, not even on the DraftKings player pool or anything of that nature. Then we got Ryan Newman. Wow, that is a gigantic step back. I thought he was at least gonna have a top 15 car, but man, he I think this is like the third time this year he started inside the top 10 and then finished way outside the top 20 or something weird like that. Daniel Suarez told you not to play him. Ty Dillon and Michael McDowell. Let's see. Everyone was saying you gotta play Dillon. You just gotta play Dillon. He's so darn cheap. Like you just know. You know he's just so darn cheap. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna pivot off of him and put Michael McDowell. And I believe Michael McDowell was close to Michael McDowell was 11.8% owned, and Ty Dillon was 24.7% owned. Ty Dillon ended up getting you 27 points, and Michael McDowell ended up getting you 32 points, ladies and gentlemen. 32 points over 27. Told you to play Michael McDowell over Ty Dillon. I think that shows you why, especially for a punt. That's amazing. Good job, Michael McDowell. Clint Boyer, little disappointing there. I don't know what the hell happened to him on that last restart, but that was weird. I had him in a couple lineups as well, so that was just very odd. Kurt Busch, told not to play Kurt Busch. Told you I just was not comfortable with him, and he ended up doing way worse than I thought he would. I thought he'd at least have a top 15 car, but I told him not to play him, so I'm not too worried about that. If you listen to me, you didn't play him. William Byron really wasn't crazy about playing him. Chris Buescher, I don't think anyone really expected him to get a top 20 finish, so certainly a good play if you play Chris Buescher. I didn't like Chris Buescher on that one, so in hindsight I was wrong on that pick. But like when I say I'm wrong, like I'm just going off of everything that like practice and recent track history is showing you, you know? I mean, I'm gonna say like in hindsight, yeah, I mean Chris Buescher was probably one of the best punts you could have had, but I didn't have Chris Buescher. I didn't see any real reason to put Chris Buescher. So, I mean, take that how it is. I mean, this is like where I was right where I was wrong. I didn't see Chris Buescher, so technically I was wrong there, but I don't know. A lot of things didn't point to him. David Reagan told you not to play him. Jay McMurray told you I wasn't comfortable with his final practice, and he finished 15th. Certainly not what you wanted. Stenhouse, I ended up playing Stenhouse in a lineup, and he ended up doing it. I think he was in the one I'm going to show you. No, he's not. I cashed with him, actually, but that's not the one I'm going to show you. Matt Kenseth, I did not expect Matt Kenseth to have the speed. Did not expect that at all. Certainly wrong there. I just completely overlooked Kenseth, and he finishes 13th, so way to go, Kenseth. Austin Dillon told him not to play him. Pelly finished in the same spot he started in, so really nothing ventured, nothing gained there. Paul Menard, I really like Paul Menard. I was a true fan of him, and he showed why. Finished 11th, certainly a good day on that. And Chase Elliott, liked him, but it was hard to really fit him in anything. Joey Logano, I wasn't too crazy about him. Jimmy Johnson did better than what I expected. He actually, if he got a top 10 finish, then Eric Almirola, I mean, obviously, everyone knows what happened to him. Finished 7th, probably the best. I think he had the most points out of everyone. Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney started first, finished 6th. Didn't lead all the laps like he thought he would. Or, I mean, I didn't think that, but a lot of people thought he would lead laps, and he didn't, so there's that. Brad Keselowski, certainly consistent. Got another freaking top 5. I think I had Keselowski in the lineup that I'm showing you at the end of this. So that was really cool. And he did it. He didn't even do it on strategy. Keselowski drove up there, so that was rad. Kevin Harvick finished 4th, but led enough points to not really worry about it. I mean, I still say Harvick was the play. Kyle Busch, you know, popular here and there. I ended up tweeting on my Twitter right at the end. I decided to go. I talked myself out of any Kyle Busch in any of my lineups, and I put Kyle Larson in his place, which ended up being a really good thing. Larson went from 13th to 2nd, so I'm very happy with that decision. And if like, I mean, I'm always posting something on Twitter when it comes to races. So if you guys want to stay in the loop of what I'm thinking on race day and everything, feel free to follow me on Twitter at BrandonCruzDFS. And then Martin Truex Jr. won the race. Didn't think he would win it. I thought it would be Kevin Harvick or Kyle Busch, but I'm certainly not going to complain. I had enough guys in the top 10 to not really worry about missing Truex winning the race. Heck, he still didn't even have the most amount of points. I mean, Harvick and Eric Almirola were far more useful there. 6 cautions for 23 laps, a little bit more wrecky than I thought it would be. Really quick race actually, 2 hours 52 minutes, right under 3 hours. That's not bad at all. Alright, so now we're going to get to the lineup that I have. This is one of the ones that I had score. I finished 2,269th out of 29,411 people. They paid out 6,500 guys. And I put Eric Almirola like 55% of the field because I was just more comfortable in him over than Eric Jones, and I felt like he would have a lot of points, which he did. Like I said, I was happy if Eric Almirola had a top 20 car. He ended up having a top 10 car. Very good day right there. Alex Bowman, man, he didn't really, he lost me points, but he didn't go in the negative, so that's certainly good. Like I said, I still cashed with him, and I still finished in the top, I don't know what percentage it is. I just went blank. Top 15%? Top 14? Could be wrong there. Haven't calculated it yet. Not too big. I don't really calculate percentages afterwards. I just see how I do, how much money I made. So that's really all I'm worried about. And sorry if my phone keeps going off. Someone's messaged me on Facebook. Then Kevin Harvick, 52% of the field had him. I thought it would honestly be more. I thought he'd be closer to 60, but any day you can get Harvick for half the field, I'm certainly happy with that. I mean, more people took Eric Almirola than Kevin Harvick, so very, very interesting. Brad Keselowski, I had him in this lineup. 27% of us had him in this lineup. Gained 12 positions, so certainly not a bad day. Michael McDowell over Ty Dillon. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, right there. 30th, 21st, 32 points. I don't need to say anymore. He was a great pivot, only 11.8%. Like I said, I think Ty Dillon had like 27%, so Michael McDowell was a great way, actually, to get your lineup different. I think looking back at it now, Chris Buescher would have been an even better play, but like I said, Chris Buescher did not have anything pointing to him at the end of the practice sessions, so not even on my radar. Paul Menard, I mean, the stats say it. It says enough right there. That's just one of my lineups, so you can understand how I was going about things. I wanted Eric Almirola. I knew for some reason Alex Bowman wasn't going to be popular. I knew he had a fast car. He showed really fast times in practice, and I was, I'm not even mad about picking him. He just got, I mean, stuff happens. I still cashed with him. He wasn't too killer. I'm perfectly fine with him, and I'd play him again in the same situation. Kevin Harvick, no need to say more. He's happy Harvick. He's doing his job. Brad Keselowski. When I made this lineup, I had just enough money to have Keselowski on there, so I was like, whatever, man. I'm gonna make it work. I just happened to make it and see that Keselowski was there, and he could have been fit in, so I threw Keselowski in there. McDowell. I always start my lineups with the cheapest guy, at least in NASCAR. So McDowell was the first one I put on there, and I just made sure I didn't go any lower after that. And then Paul Menard. Paul Menard was decently priced. Let me see what he was at. I think he was priced at 6,600. I mean, I think that was way under what he can do. And Paul Menard was just a great play on that one. Not very pissed off. I was 50 points away from first place with this lineup. And that's about it for your Rear View Monday. Like I said, Pocono was pretty boring. I didn't really miss a whole lot. I missed Chris Buescher and Matt Kenseth. Those are the two guys that I didn't see doing good that did well, But none of the guys I picked really did bad. I mean, Hamlin wrecked, but I told you don't go crazy on him. I said he had potential, which he did. He was running really good when he did that, and then Alex Bowman, but that was really on my own accord. Like, I think that hurt me more than probably you guys, because I know a lot of people didn't really use Alex Bowman. Man, Alex was having such a good day. I can't even be mad at him. Just stuff kept happening beside him. And this is your Review Monday, guys. I do appreciate you listening. Stay tuned for next Saturday when the Cup Series video goes up. I'll try and have the Xfinity Series one up Friday before qualifying. Unless they're qualifying on Friday or something. I haven't really looked at the schedule yet. But thank you guys for listening, tuning in, seeing just some of the stuff that I'm doing. I'll probably start doing this on all my Review Fridays. I might do more lineups. I enter a lot of lineups, guys. This is just one random one that I decided to do. I mean, I can't give all my secrets away, but I will certainly start adding more of my lineups on there if you would like to see them. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to have another video up either tomorrow or Wednesday, and it's going to be going over cash games and GPP and just basic strategy, or at least things that you should be aware of, especially if you're new to daily fantasy sports. And I think that's about it. I don't think I'll have any other videos up until Friday, because that'll be the Xfinity video. So, like I said, guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a wonderful week. Hope you guys made some money, or at least cashed in some form or fashion. I don't care if you made 25 cents. I don't care if you made $6,000. Any win is a win. Any victory is a victory. Thank you guys for listening. I will see you later.